In life, we encounter a vast spectrum of human characters, each carrying their own storms, their own sunshine, and their own mysterious purpose through a larger script of our journey. Some appear like gentle breezes, people whose presence makes our burdens lighter, whose words grant us peace, and whose existence reminds us that goodness still flows quietly in the arteries of this world. Others come as unexpected teachers, souls who, through their strength, wisdom, or unwavering resilience, inspire us to rise beyond our limits and embrace a higher understanding of who we can become. Yet, woven among these figures are individuals whose presence feels more like a test than a blessing. These are the people who irritate us, who confuse us, who frustrate us to the point that our brows crease and our patience stretches thin. They speak in tones that provoke our pride. They act in ways that clash with our sense of harmony, and they seem, at times, as if they were sent by the universe specifically to test the depth of our inner calm. And the truth, as uncomfortable as it may be, is that no matter where we go, no matter how kind we are, or how carefully we shape our environment, these kinds of people will always enter the frame of our lives. We cannot escape them, avoid them, or rewrite them out of the story. They are part of the curriculum of human existence, woven deliberately into the tapestry of our spiritual development. The real question, therefore, is not, how do I avoid such people? Because avoidance is nearly impossible. The world is wide, yet human interactions are unavoidable. Instead, the question worth our contemplation is, how do I respond to them? And within this question lies the real measure of our character, the doorway to our spiritual maturity. Some may respond intellectually, crafting sharp arguments to defend their pride, believing that victory in debate equals growth. Others may respond emotionally, trying to manage their feelings so they do not explode or create chaos, believing that maintaining composure is enough to demonstrate wisdom. But those who possess true spiritual intelligence, those whose inner sight is refined and whose hearts have tasted a deeper truth, see these encounters from a fundamentally different vantage point. For them, the irritating person is not an enemy to defeat, nor an obstacle to resent. They are a mirror, a lesson, a divine instrument designed to reveal what still lives inside us. Their presence is not interpreted through ego, but through awareness. Before pointing outward, the spiritually intelligent person points inward. Before reacting, they pause. Before speaking, they listen to the quiet tremor of their own soul. This introspective pause is not weakness. It is the first step toward inner mastery. It is the subtle art of asking, with sincerity and humility, is there something within me contributing to this tension? Did my words carry the wrong tone? Did my energy, attitude, or past actions create a misunderstanding? They do not ask these questions to blame themselves, but to take full responsibility for their inner landscape. They understand that emotions are internal phenomena. People may trigger us, but the explosion, if it happens, originates inside. By examining their own reactions first, they naturally soften the storm within, dissolving half the conflict before a single word is exchanged. And often, even when they discover that they did nothing wrong, the introspection itself becomes a precious moment of clarity. It brings humility, grace, and strength, the kind that cannot be taken away by external chaos. Through this process, they rise above reactive impulses and connect with a deeper center, a calm, grounded place from which true wisdom flows. As spiritual beings navigating human experiences, we are asked not only to observe the world, but to observe ourselves within the world. We may think we are reacting to others, yet most often we are reacting to the echoes of our own unresolved wounds. The irritating person, with all their sharp edges and unpredictable behavior, becomes a sculpture, shaping us, refining us, challenging us to rise above the noise of instinct and into the clarity of consciousness. Their behavior might feel like an intrusion, but in truth, it is an invitation to discover where our patience ends, where our ego begins, where our compassion falters, and where our spiritual growth awaits us. And right in the middle of these realizations, precisely at the moment when we begin to recognize the necessity of inner work, it becomes essential to surround ourselves with guidance, reminders, and communities that help us stay aligned with the path of elevation and peace. And in that spirit, if these reflections resonate with you and you wish to deepen your journey of awareness, healing, and spiritual growth, make sure to subscribe to ARS Spiritual Vibes and share your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement helps this light continue reaching those who need it most, and together we grow as a community of awakened souls. For the spiritually intelligent, every moment becomes a classroom, every person a teacher, and every challenge an invitation to ascend. They begin to perceive irritating individuals not as personal attacks, but as divinely placed lessons meant to sharpen their resilience and illuminate their blind spots. Instead of reacting impulsively, they respond intentionally. Instead of retaliating, they choose stillness. Instead of absorbing negativity, they convert it into clarity. They realize that each frustrating interaction is an opportunity for spiritual elevation, an opportunity to strengthen patience, refine humility, and practice compassion at a level deeper than mere theory. It becomes clear to them that while anyone can be kind when life is easy, true spiritual power emerges when life becomes difficult. Anyone can be calm when surrounded by gentle people, but only the spiritually evolved can remain grounded in the presence of provocation. This understanding transforms irritation into illumination. What once felt like an attack becomes a form of divine measurement, revealing how far they have come and how far they still have to go. Thus, the first and perhaps most profound step is acknowledging that the world is not merely happening to us, it is happening for us. The people who challenge us are part of that sacred orchestration. They are not obstacles but stepping stones, not burdens but catalysts. And when we learn to respond from the soul instead of the ego, we reclaim our power. We master ourselves before trying to master the situation. We become participants in our divine evolution rather than victims of circumstance. And in this sacred shift, the spiritually intelligent person discovers something transformative. Peace is not found in the absence of irritating people. It is found in the mastery of one's reactions to them. The world remains chaotic. Humans remain imperfect. Challenges remain constant. But the inner world becomes unshakable, luminous, and free. That is the beginning of spiritual intelligence, the foundation upon which all higher wisdom is built, and the first gateway toward a life guided not by ego, but by awareness, compassion, and divine clarity.
When a spiritually intelligent person begins to understand that irritating individuals are not accidents, but instruments of divine design, something profound awakens inside them. They begin to see life not as a series of random events, but as a carefully curated sequence of lessons, each tailored to their soul's evolution, each crafted with precision by a wisdom far greater than their own. They realize that the annoying person in front of them, whether it is a coworker who constantly talks down to them, a neighbor who thrives on creating drama, or even a family member whose words seem designed to provoke, is not a curse, but a curriculum. It is as if the universe whispers, "Here is your test. You have spoken about patience, kindness, compassion, and inner peace. Now let us see how well you embody these virtues when they are actually challenged." Anyone can preach about love when their environment is pleasant, but real spiritual growth is revealed in the moments when love feels difficult. Anyone can appear wise when no one triggers their wounds, but genuine wisdom crystallizes in the presence of friction. The spiritually intelligent person understands this, so instead of resenting the test, they embrace it. They recognize that each trial is an opportunity to rise, to ascend, to demonstrate to themselves and to the universe that they are no longer governed by ego, but by awareness. This perspective shifts everything. Suddenly, the irritating encounter is no longer viewed through a lens of victimhood. Why is this happening to me? But through a lens of purpose. What is this trying to teach me? The moment this shift occurs, the power returns to their hands. They cease being pawns of circumstance and become conscious participants in their spiritual journey. Each provocation becomes a stepping stone. Each emotional trigger becomes a clue revealing where healing is still needed. Each harsh word becomes a test of emotional endurance. And instead of falling into the temptation to retaliate, they rise above it with a quiet dignity that cannot be faked. They understand that matching negativity with negativity is a form of spiritual regression. It pulls them down to the level of the other person's chaos, staining their inner clarity. Like someone throwing mud at them, responding in the same way only ensures that their own hands become dirty. True strength is not in reacting. It is in choosing not to. It is in refusing to allow someone else's immaturity to dictate their behavior. It is in maintaining their moral and spiritual standards regardless of external stimuli. This refusal to retaliate is not a display of weakness. It is a testament to inner mastery. To stay calm when provoked requires far more strength than to lash out. To remain compassionate when hurt requires a deeper evolution of the soul. And to maintain integrity when others abandon theirs requires an unshakable commitment to one's values. The spiritually intelligent person realizes that responding with negativity, even when they feel justified, results in losing the battle not against the other person, but against themselves. They understand that every emotional reaction shapes their character, affects their spiritual frequency, and either elevates or diminishes their inner power. So they choose the higher path, not because it is easier, but because it is right. They let the other person's behavior expose their own spiritual state, not influence it. They stand firm, grounded in their principles, unshaken by provocation. But their growth does not stop at patience. There is a deeper layer of spiritual intelligence that involves compassion, a compassionate understanding that the person who causes irritation is often acting out of their own unresolved wounds. Hurt people, as the saying goes, and those who lash out, belittle others, or behave rudely are often the ones suffering the most internally. Their hostility becomes a mask, their aggression a defensive shield, their harsh words an echo of their own inner turmoil. They may have grown up in environments filled with chaos, criticism, or neglect. They may be carrying emotional burdens that no one sees. They may be overwhelmed by stresses they do not know how to express. Understanding this does not excuse their behavior, but it explains it. And when a spiritually intelligent person recognizes that the one who hurts them is themselves wounded, compassion replaces resentment. They begin to see not the attacker, but the pain behind the attack. Not the rudeness, but the loneliness. Not the hostility, but the cry for help hidden beneath the armor. And in that awareness, the spiritually intelligent person's heart softens. Their patience expands. Their desire to retaliate dissolves, replaced by a silent prayer that the other person may find healing. From this place of compassion, they also learn to see life from a higher vantage point, a big picture perspective that transcends the small dramas of daily interactions. They realize that life is fleeting, time is short, and their soul's journey is far more important than winning petty arguments or proving a point. What is the value of being right if it costs them their peace? What is the point of engaging in conflict that does nothing to elevate their spirit? When viewed against the vastness of the universe, the galaxies, the cosmic purpose, the divine timeline, the irritating interaction becomes insignificant. It loses its power. The spiritually intelligent person recognizes that not every battle is worth fighting. Not every comment deserves a response, and not every insult requires a defense. They understand that preserving inner peace is a sacred priority, and sacrificing it for the sake of ego is a loss they refuse to accept. This perspective, silence becomes their powerful ally. But it is not the silence of bitterness or suppressed anger. It is the silence of clarity, the silence of self-control, the silence that says, "I see your behavior, but I will not mirror it." This silence is disarming. It dismantles drama at its roots. It deprives negativity of the reaction it seeks. It allows the spiritually intelligent person to rise above the moment with grace and strength. And often, this silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. It communicates boundaries without hostility, strength without aggression, and wisdom without arrogance. Yet, spiritual intelligence also includes discernment, the ability to know when to stay and when to step away. For while compassion is vital, so are boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to our emotional space, and not every relationship must be maintained. Some people drain energy, destroy peace, and destabilize balance. Recognizing this is not cruelty, it is self-respect. The spiritually intelligent person understands that creating distance is sometimes the greatest act of love they can offer themselves. They learn to say, "I forgive you, but I cannot remain close to you." They walk away not with anger, but with clarity, not with resentment, but with acceptance. They leave because staying would harm their growth, dilute their purpose, or poison their spirit. Boundaries become a sacred form of self-preservation, a declaration that their peace matters, that their soul matters, and that their journey deserves protection. When all these layers come together, introspection, patience, compassion, silence, boundaries, and big-picture awareness, the spiritually intelligent person discovers this extraordinary truth. Irritation was never the real problem. The real battlefield was always internal. The real challenge was always about self-mastery. And the real reward was always spiritual elevation. In this realization, they transcend the smallness of ego and step into the vastness of the soul. They rise, they grow, they transform. And in doing so, they become living embodiments of wisdom in a world that desperately needs it.
There comes a point in every seeker's inner evolution when the world no longer appears as a scattered collection of unrelated events, but instead reveals itself as an intricate tapestry woven with extraordinary precision, where every thread, whether radiant with joy or darkened by hardship, has been deliberately placed to shape the soul into what it was always meant to become. In this moment of awakening, you begin to realize that the universe has been speaking to you long before you ever had the language to understand it. It spoke through moments that wounded you, moments that strengthened you, moments that confused you, and moments that breathed hope back into your spirit just when you thought you were too exhausted to continue. And as this deeper recognition dawns upon you, like a slow golden sunrise, you begin to understand that your life has never been random. Your steps have never been aimless. Even the detours, even the storms, even the losses, they were all part of a sacred path carved specifically for your soul's refinement. With this awakening comes a profound reorganization of how you interpret everything that has ever happened to you. The betrayals that once shattered you now appear as gateways that pushed you toward greater discernment and inner strength. The sleepless nights filled with anxiety now look like sacred chambers where your spirit broke open so it could expand into a higher consciousness. Even the moments when you felt invisible or forgotten were not acts of abandonment, but invitations to turn inward, to listen to the whispers of your soul that had long been drowned out by the noise of the world. You start to see that the version of you who survived all of that was not weak, was not unlucky, was not broken. That version of you was being sculpted, prepared, initiated.
sharpened into someone capable of carrying deeper truths and walking with greater purpose. The universe does not invest this level of intensity into ordinary souls. It reserves such intricate preparation for those who are chosen to rise. And as this understanding takes root, you begin to feel an invisible presence guiding you, something gentle yet powerful, quiet yet unmistakably real. It shows up in sudden intuitive impulses that you cannot explain, in perfectly timed encounters that feel orchestrated rather than accidental, in moments when your path becomes illuminated by insights you never consciously sought. You feel accompanied, watched over, and gently steered toward the destinations that resonate with your highest timeline. This presence does not shout, it nudges. It does not demand, it invites. It does not threaten, it reassures. And in the quiet chambers of your inner self, you sense that this guidance has been with you since the very beginning, patiently waiting for you to become aware of it, waiting for your heart to soften enough to feel it, waiting for your spirit to expand enough to trust it. With this awakening comes liberation. Liberation from comparison, from urgency, from the need to prove yourself, from the need to be understood by people who were never meant to see your vision. You begin to move differently through the world, not with arrogance, but with clarity, not with rigidity, but with grounded confidence. You honor your boundaries more. You protect your peace more fiercely. You welcome silence because you now understand that silence is where the cosmos speaks the loudest. And you begin to realize that the people, environments, and experiences that no longer resonate with your growth simply fall away, not as punishment, but as alignment. When something is not meant for you, the universe removes it. When something is destined for you, nothing can stop it. This understanding dissolves your fear of loss because you now see that nothing truly aligned with your soul's evolution will ever slip from your hands. Still, even with this expanded awareness, there arises a quiet question, a question that lives at the center of every spiritually awakened heart. What am I being prepared for? Though the answer may not be fully revealed yet, you can feel its edges approaching. You sense the rising of something immense, an opportunity, a rebirth, a calling, a shift that will transform the trajectory of your life in ways you cannot yet comprehend. This sensation is not anxiety, it is anticipation. It is the trembling of your spiritual senses, recognizing that destiny is drawing closer. You can feel the rearranging of energies around you, the subtle redirections, the unexpected pauses that push you inward, and the new inspirations that spark out of nowhere. All of it is preparation. All of it is calibration. The universe is tuning you, shaping you, aligning you, so that when the door opens, and it will, you will enter not as the fragmented version of yourself you once were, but as the refined, illuminated, expanded being you are always meant to become. So stand here fully, in this in-between space where who you were meets who you are becoming. Feel the rising warmth in your intuition, the grounded certainty settling into your bones, and the soft but persistent pull guiding you toward the next chapter. Trust this. Trust your inner voice even when the world cannot hear what you hear. Trust the timing even when it feels slower than your desire. Trust the redirections even when they come disguised as endings. Trust that what is unfolding is not chaos. It is choreography. It is the universe arranging your life into a masterpiece that only becomes visible when viewed from a higher vantage point. And as you continue forward, remember this above all. You are not preparing for something small. The universe does not sculpt souls like yours for ordinary purposes. You are being guided towards something significant, expansive, and transformative, something written in the language of destiny. And as your journey continues, may you walk with the quiet assurance that nothing you have lived through was meaningless, nothing you have endured was wasted, and nothing you are stepping into is accidental. The universe has been shaping you with intention, refining you with purpose, and preparing you with love for the chapter that is now approaching. Trust the path before you, trust the wisdom within you, and trust that you are guided, protected, and chosen for a destiny far greater than anything you have ever imagined. The next chapter is not just coming, it is opening for you now.